Hey guys, it's Liv, your Tuesdays on the Arrow Faction, and this week's theme is Draw My Life, even though I have no drawing skills and no life. So I was born on February 26, 2004. I was born into an oddly drawn hospital. No, I'm just kidding, it was a normal hospital. I just have no drawing skills. It was a tree planted in my front yard, and it was planted either the year I was born. It was planted for me, but I don't think it was planted the day I was born. And I was born into a wonderful family with my mom, dad, and older sister. Then, 11 months later, I started to talk, and my first word was map when I was watching Dora. And then when I turned 1, I started to walk. Then when I turned 2 years old, I moved out of the house that I've lived in for the first part of my life and said goodbye to my tree, and I moved into a bigger house with my mom, dad, and sister, where I lived for the next 10 years of my life. Then on March 30th, when I was 3 years old, we went back to the hospital, which will hopefully be drawn better this time. Probably not. No. Okay, and my mom had another child, which made me a big sister. And I was hoping it would be a girl, considering it was me and my sister, and having another little sister would be cool. But no, it was a boy, which was my brother Grant, and he's pretty awesome as well, so I guess that worked. And then came the nursery school days, and basically all I remember about my nursery school is that it was a big brick building with a colorful sign above or next to the doors. And in these nursery school days, I made some pretty great friends who I'm still friends with today, some of which are Bianca and Anna, who are both in my grade, and I'm very close with both of them, and Emma and Bella, who I have been best friends with since preschool. They've always been there for me, and they are a year older than me, and I've never stopped being friends with them. Oh, also, when I was 3 years old, I started playing soccer, which I still do to this day, and I started skiing at the same mountain that I still ski to this day, but I only started actual competitive skiing this year. But these two sports definitely have shaped my identity and affected my life. And then I went to kindergarten and first grade and second. But let's stop at second for a minute because something really important happened there. I met my best friend, who is still my best friend to this day, Abby. We were both at our sister's lacrosse game, and we started going them and seeing each other more, and then we started playing together, and we kind of just clicked. She became my best friend, and yes, is a little bit shorter than me, but I love her so much. She's such a good friend and always has been, and I know that I'm going to be friends with her for a while, considering that she's been my best friend for 5 years. And then came third grade, and nothing that important happened except I started lacrosse, which is a sport that I still play, and I became friends with a group of girls. Now, this might sound like something that's not special, but for me it was, because growing up, I was such a tomboy, and basically all my friends were guys, and then after I met Abby, she introduced me to her friends, which were all girls, and then I became close with this really nice group of friends that are all girls that I'm still friends with today, and yes, I do still have guy friends today. And then came fourth grade, and nothing that big or important happened, except for the fact that I was in my first play, and acting definitely has been a huge part of my life, still up until this day, and that play was Annie, and no, I was not Annie. I was just some background orphan, but I was still happy just the same to be in the show. And then in 5th grade, I had a teacher who was definitely so significant in my life. Oh, same with my 3rd grade teacher, but he just taught me a lot about life and some really important things. He was so great. Also, I broke my foot and had crutches for 2 months, which really stunk because I missed a whole soccer season. Also, I got my first lead in a play. I was the female leading role in a show called Toby Tyler, and I was Olga the fortune teller, and I was so excited and so happy, and I loved it so much and had such a fun show. Also, I learned that I definitely didn't have stage fright because I got a solo and chorus, which I sang in front of many people, and I had to read an essay I wrote in front of my whole grade. And then came 6th grade, 2016. So I got a concussion from skateboarding, which was not fun, but it wasn't that bad. And then over the summer, I tried vlogging, which I do not regret at all. And I would upload my videos to YouTube, and I still have that same YouTube channel. Go subscribe, shameless plug. And then 2016 was also a really hard year for me because so many people that I had loved had passed away that year. But a really great thing about the summer of 2016 was that in August I made my first internet friend named Kendall. We still talk all the time. I love her so much, and I know that I can trust her and tell her everything. And we FaceTime and text, and she's the best. And then came 2017, which would be this year, obviously. The beginning of the year started off great. I turned 13, and a big moment for me was when I met Bratayley. What? I know, it was so crazy and just such a great experience, and they were so nice. And then I was in my school's production of Mary Poppins, which was a very fun experience where I got to be Mrs. Brill, which was a housekeeper. And then I saw that Bratayley was holding auditions for Tree Plus Dare and Oh My Gosh TV, so I thought, why not? What the heck? And I filmed a video of myself and sent it in to them. And I was so shocked because they emailed me back saying they wanted me to be in one of these collab channels, and I freaked out. And it turns out that they made a new collab channel called The Arrow Faction, which is how I got to be on it. And then I uploaded my first video, and I did get quite a few hate comments, which I wasn't used to, but it's okay, because there were so many nice and positive comments, and I even got a comment from the Bratayley channel, which was super awesome, and they were super sweet. Then I saw that my school was doing the play, The Jungle Book, and I usually do the plays, so I thought, might as well do this one too, because I love them. But then I realized that I would have to choose between doing the play or modified lacrosse, and most of my friends were doing modified lacrosse. So I didn't really know what to choose, so I thought, hey, there was no harm in auditioning, right? So I auditioned for my school's play. And then the cast list came out, and I freaked out because it turns out I had got the lead role, which is Mowgli in The Jungle Book. And the best part was, there was another cast, and in the other cast, a really good friend of mine, Bianca, who I met in nursery school, had gotten the same part. So I decided to do the play instead of lacrosse because I had really liked acting. And I thought it was a great idea at the time, and I still do. I don't regret the decision, but then I started getting a lot of negative feedback about people making fun of me about how I chose to do the play instead of lacrosse because a lot of people consider that kind of lame. And then also I would get a lot of mean comments on some of my videos, and people in my school would make fun of me for making videos on the Arrow Faction. And I just felt like everywhere I went and everywhere I looked, people would just say mean things to me, and there's just not a single day that could go by without me getting made fun of, and it just really hurt. I felt like the happy person that I always was kind of became more sad generally because of all these mean things people would say to me. And a ton of people thought that I should quit YouTube or quit acting because it was lame or stupid, but thank God I didn't listen. And my cast in the play were always so nice and so supportive of me, especially Caitlin, Theo, Jaden, and Julia, so I just wanted to give them a small shout out. And two people who were always so nice to me and were definitely my closest friends in the cast were Luke and Bianca, who were always just such great friends. And then I learned that I had to be Mowgli in front of my whole grade. I was super scared, but I just got up there and started acting, and then it was fine. And that whole year made me realize that no matter how much hate or negativity I was going to get, that it didn't matter because it could be outbalanced more with positivity and love. And basically, that's my life. So please subscribe to the Arrow Faction and my main channel, like this video, and go comment down below. That was Liv Murray. I am out, and peace.